So when we look at this screen here, what you're going to see are 3 Facebook advertisements, okay? These are all advertisements that are targeting people who visited our shopping cart and abandoned the shopping cart. They were on the cart, they had a product in the cart, and then they said, you know what, I'm out of here, I'm taking off, I'm done, I'm not interested at this time. And we are running an advertisement to get their attention and get them back to our product. Now, when I point out the differences in these 3 images, the one on the left has emojis, as you can see, as part of the ad copy. The ad copy itself is the exact same. The one on the left has emojis, the one on the right has emojis, and the ones in the middle, and everyone has a different image, otherwise they're basically identical, okay? And the goal here is to get someone to send us a message because we're using Facebook Messenger as a means to deliver a coupon to them, right? Now, if you were to guess, listener, watcher, which of these 3 ads performed the best? Let's find out. Was it number 1 on the left with the 3 women, number 2 in the middle with the hero shots of the product and the fancy colors and the call to action, or number 3 on the right with the 3 swatches and the boom overlaid? So let's see, what are folks saying here? Which ones were performing better? If you had to guess, Colleen Taylor, what would you guess?
In looking at these screenshots, I'm going to say the middle one because of all that.
Colleen is saying
All
number
that
2.
social proof.
Okay, Colleen is saying number 2. What do we got here?
I'd say number 2. It had a longer life.
Okay, number 2. Someone's saying number 1.
I agree. Number 2.
Okay, everyone here is saying number 2. Rob says number 1. Dennis says number 2. Christopher says number 3. Okay, so what I will tell you first is that number 1, all the way to the left with the 3 women, got absolutely annihilated, meaning it performed half as well as these other 2.
Yeah, there's no branding on it. And if they just left your cart, they're familiar with Boom. So.
Right, they're familiar with the product. So what Molly just pointed out is looking at these 3 different ads, someone who's at this particular stage of the purchase journey who had a product in their cart and left is not going to identify with 3 random women, even though if you look close, they are holding the product. Pop back to that. If you look close, they are holding the product, but you can't see it. Whereas on the other 2 ads that performed pretty equally, except for one did, maybe 30% better, so not pretty equally, but they performed significantly better than the other one. I think it's because the hero shots of the product is
absolutely.
Right there. Okay.
And they say boom.
They say boom. They say our ad. So the lower third and the hero shot, so we can get rid of the one all the way to the left. That did not work. So and Sophie has joined the party, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Hey, girl. Sophie has joined. Here,
She's like, where are my all birds?
we got Sophie here. She's part
Sophie's
of
an angel.
She needs some paw birds.
Yes.
Right. She's not bad.
Sophie's
she's
the
okay.
star of the show.
She's got it. So as we look at the these other 2, the one in the middle outperformed the one on the right by 30%. $8 cost per conversion versus $12 cost per conversion.
And you're building those subscribers in Messenger.
And we're building those subscribers in Messenger. So this ad right here won by a large margin. Why do we think that is? Just out of curiosity. What about that ad do we think performed better, I wonder? Was it just that it was far more compelling from a... Because usually what we've found lately is that emojis in ads work really, really well.
Yeah. In my opinion, it's nothing to do with the emojis. It's really that image, right?
Yeah, you think that image is
So,
really...
we're offering a discount in all 3, but the product that they just looked at, right? Or, a similar product, it's right there, right? The colors are the same. Even I think everything with this has to do with the image. The one on the right is cool, but the one in the middle really has the same colors. It's got the branding from the site, so there's just familiarity there.
Totally.
Yeah. Anybody else want to weigh in? It's just a cat's world now. Sophie wants her fur turned into shoes.
Carrie once made a hat out of Sophie's fur.
That's amazing.
A cat-sized
Aw. A cat hat.
So that performed much better. Now I want to point out one other quick little thing here, which is if we pop out of this screen here and we pop into this bad girl. So we're gonna take a look at a couple things here. So what we have here is an email that went out to a couple 100,000 people, and we're going to look at 2 different variations, and we're going to see if we can figure out which one performed better. Okay, so here's one variation. Now, the only difference between these 2 emails, okay, so here's email number 1, right? This is email number 1, okay? Here's email number 2. What is the difference? Can you see? The difference is that in email number 1, the call to action is blue underlined text. Email number 2, the call to action is pink underlined text. So we just did a good old fashioned. This was actually pink. It wasn't. Didn't look like this.
Good old fashioned split test.
Good old fashioned split test. People say don't test colors. It's the you're low bar. You're lame if you're testing colors. I, being an old school direct response marketer, have this viewpoint that all links in emails need to be blue underlined text because that's what people are used to. So I was like, my creative director was like, dude, they're ugly, okay? And we gotta make them pink and to fit with our new aesthetic and everything. And I was like, well, we're gonna have to test that because I'm not so sure. So which one won?
Lens?
Pink versus blue.
I'm gonna guess pink.
Okay.
Blue.
Blue?
Blue all
Blue.
day.
All right, blue all day. Here we go. And the winner was, so they each had a similar open rate, the exact same click-through rate. However, the blue had an $81 per recipient and the pink had an $86 per recipient. Ooh. So the pink outperformed the blue by a decent margin. Now, I was not willing to accept that. I said, you know what? I said, I'm not so sure.
From the land of sportsmanship, Molly.
I said, I'm not so sure, and I'm going to need to go ahead and test that. Oh, sorry. I'm not so sure about that, and I'd like to go ahead and run that back. I was like, you know what? We're going to need to run that back. So let's take a look at these 2 emails. Similar layout, right? We've got our tagline at the top. We've got our logo. We've got a pull quote, a little bit of sales copy, a call to action, a hero shot, a button call to action, a little bit of more sales copy, another call to action, and then some additional posts, and then the ability to shop and social. And then, you can call us or email us. And then, by the way, one of the things we learned about email was that if we stuck this little note above our unsubscribe link that's like, hey, we really care about you and we're a family-owned business and like, here are the things that we stand for, and then we put unsubscribe, we got a lot less people unsubscribing. So that worked really well for us. If you're sending out emails, remind people why you're awesome before you give them the unsubscribe option. It seems to work really well.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah, I don't know. So in this case, which one worked better, blue or pink? Blue or pink?
Now I'm saying blue.
Blue.
Blue?
I'm sticking with blue.
All right, everyone goes for blue. Let's take a goose gandiddly here.
That's an Ezraism.
Blue had a lower click-through rate and a lower value per recipient by $1. So blue is just getting crushed. And here's why I believe that is. If you look at our old emails that we used to send y'all, and we'll pop back and we'll show you one of the older emails, and we've kind of just up-leveled. We've up-leveled our up-level. I'm going to pop back here. Let me see. Let me go. How do I find more of these things?
Every time you say that, I just kind of want to say pop back.
Pop back.
I just want to be your hype girl.
So here is a example of the kind of emails that we were sending. They looked like this. So this is what they used to look like, right? Logo, tagline, sales copy, blue underline text link, hero shot, big green call to action, much bigger text, another big green call to action, a little bit about us, and then the same sort of social footer. So that's what they used to look like, and you'll notice that we modified our template to be more in line with the kind of design that we are looking to sort of like when you think about Allbirds and all of their design is consistent, right?
Yeah,
everything they're sending is congruent and consistent. So we are now doing that. Like if you go to our Instagram feed, and I'll just stay on my face while I pull this up. Ant, don't go to the screen.
And if we're intently staring at you, it's because we're looking at a screen too.
Yeah.
I'm like,
But you'll notice here, right? What we've done is similar elements, right? Where we've got our logo and our tagline, but now we're using pink and black, and all the emails have pull quotes, and the call to actions all look the same, and you can navigate to other, and it's performing better. So this layout, and if you look at our Instagram, which is where'd we go? Let's close this, and I don't know where our Instagram went. Oh, here it is. So you'll notice that like we've really made an effort to up level, to use the parlance of our time, the visual aesthetic of our brand. And you can see where it starts. As if you go all the way back, you can see like, oh, at a certain point they made a decision to be a little more,
Yeah, Ezra, I think especially with e-commerce brands, but really all brands in 2018, your branding and design is kind of a no-brainer now.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still, I'm not saying an ugly site can't convert, but people expect that, right? It's like walking into a brick and mortar store that looks a little shady, right? You might question it. So
It's just first impressions.
it's so worth the investment.
yeah.